Hello and welcome back, guys. Yeah, I know I haven't made a video in like, what, 4 months. Um, I'm sorry about that. I'm lazy, still am. So we're doing something slightly different today. We're not actually gaming. We're looking at code, my code, to be exact. So this website is called Khan Academy. You can't see that well. You can't see it here. It's khanacademy.org. There will be a link in the description, also to my page here. So yes, this is my page where I code stuff. So on Khan Academy you can code, well, Khan Academy first of all, it's an amazing site, okay? If you have problems with math, you just go to the site, you watch some videos, you practice, but you can practice on the site. There are actual things to practice on. You want to know about science like biology, physics and chemistry, or organic chemistry, cosmology and astronomy, and stuff like that. Economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics, arts and humanities, computing, which we'll be taking a look here, computer programming. There's also computer science, which is very interesting. And if you only have an hour, you can do this, an hour of code, and you'll learn the basics of programming. There's also test prep, although this is only for English things, but I guess most of my videos are English anyway, so I guess, I have no idea what a SAT is. Never mind. So then there's the partner content, which is like museums and stuff, but the partners of Khan Academy. Then there's college admissions and talks and interviews and coach resources and stuff. So yeah, the home web page looks like this. No, wrong, it doesn't. Wait. Okay, never mind. Since I'm logged in, it just shows me this. It will be another website when you're not logged in. And you can use the whole site when you're not logged in. You can do anything you want, but if you're logged in, you can, for example, save the things you have programmed to your account. You can save progress. See, I've started trigonometry. It says 0% because I've only watched like half a video. And then advanced JavaScript, natural simulations, and then algorithms. But you see, it shows the progress you've made, how many videos you've watched, and yeah, 9 out of 74 skills completed, 5 out of 65, and yeah, how many things. Anyways, then yeah, there's the whole thing here. Strangely enough, in progress it only shows all of math. Oh. Nope, only shows math stuff, so that's a shame. Since I haven't done math on this site because I don't really need it, I don't have anything. But I love this site because you can just look. Let me show you. Alright, so you arrive here at computer programming, you just made your account, this won't be there, and you go into intro to JavaScript and you watch videos, what's programming, and then read this. Then you watch this video, and then you make this challenge, and then you watch this video, and then there's 2 challenges actually. Then there's another video, another 2 challenges, another video, and then a project. Now a challenge, you program stuff, and the site itself can check if you've done it right. But a project is something slightly bigger. A project requires actual human evaluation. So basically, you do the project, you program it after what it says on the site. It gets sent for evaluation to anyone actually. I could evaluate a project right now. It gets, let me do that actually. Yeah, you can click on project evaluations. Then you just, you just choose a project, for example, build a house. Now this is a relatively beginner project. Let's see, this guy, this is not mine. This guy made a house, draws something house-like, passed. Definitely passed. Use at least 2 distinct loops to draw repeating parts of the drawing. So here we have 1 for loop, and then we have another for loop, and then we have like 4 for loops, so that's definitely passed. Doesn't have any syntax errors, nope. The project seems to be original whack, yes. So yes, that's a very nice looking house, and you completed everything that was required. And that's it, I can submit the evaluation, and now it's been evaluated. Yes, so that's what you can do. This site has a great community. again, if we go to computer program, you can also look at other people's projects. For example, here are the some of the like hot, then there's recent, then there's contest. Now, yeah, this, since this has a community, there's this weird stuff with like a virus. No, never mind, it's not a real virus, it's just people spamming projects. No, then there's the contests, and then there's top. Now, the top ones are the all-time best projects. For example, let's take a look at Doodle Jump here. Now, Doodle Jump, we all know Doodle Jump, right? And yes, this is a pretty nice remake of Doodle Jump, and oh, well, I'm not exactly very good at it, but you know, you jump around, it even has the monsters and stuff, and it's on the host list. Well, so yeah, so you can program things, you can look at what other people program. Oh god. You can look at what other people programmed. Am I dead? Oh well. You can look at what other people made, and you can program yourself. So if we go back to my profile here, we can take a look at my programs. Now, I've made quite a lot of them. These are some of the earlier ones, just very simple. This is literally just like, what, a bit of food. The very first project that we are supposed to make. Then it continues. I also made a house. Mine's not very nice looking, but it works. And then there's like a magic 8-ball. Very simple stuff here. Just a magic 8-ball here. You can restart it and it always says something else. And then, I don't know, there's like a zero gravity ball, which I made, which is actually also quite simple too. Because this without see here, you can see the ball again without the lines, and it's just a ball bouncing around in zero gravity without any friction, moto indefinito, infinitely. So yeah. Then it continues to get more complicated. These aren't even projects anymore, these are just things I have made just for the hell of it, because I actually enjoy this. I've made a text box. Oh, yeah. Thing is, it's not quite working very well yet. You can type stuff, but you can also remove stuff, but every time you remove something, it makes a space for some reason. Haven't figured it out yet, so it's kind of sticking together. Never mind. So, it's not a very nice text box. But you have to understand that when you program something on this web page, it's in JavaScript, and you have to program it absolutely from scratch. So, for example, these mountain ranges, you have to program every last bit. So, this works using noise. Where is it? Noise. Yeah, so here you can see noise. Noise is basically what's it? Well, it was used in Tron, also made by the guy that made the first Tron movie, to make things. For example, these clouds are made with noise. So basically, and these mountains too. So basically, noise isn't random, but it's similar to random. So it's a random that looks back at what it had before and kind of makes it like a wave. Just look at the mountain ranges. So it's not just completely random. It's it kind of groups stuff together. It's hard to explain. Yes. Then what I'm working on right now is actually this Pathfinder, which is supposed to find a path through a labyrinth that you would draw. Right now, I was working on it a few minutes ago actually. right now it doesn't find the path yet, but you can already set like draw. Right now you can only draw around. Actually, it's not very complex yet, but you can draw around. So the idea is you I don't know, you put like a starting point here, so it has to start there, and then you make some kind of labyrinth. I don't know, like something like this, and so yeah, you just make your own labyrinth, and then you put an end point somewhere, like for example here. So then this green dot is supposed to arrive here at the red point without passing through a wall, obviously. So what it would have to do is go out here, go around here. I don't even know if you can see my mouse, I'm just gonna draw it. It's supposed to go this way, then, you know, find the shortest way possible also out of the maze. And yeah, like I said, I'm working on that. It's a work in progress, like the title says. And yeah, then we have, oh yes, we have this quite nice evolution with numbers thingy, which basically, let me show you the other one first. This is literally just with numbers, and you can see that it starts with a certain number, in this case 7. You can specify this here, you can tweak these, see? It starts with the number 7, then if we scroll up this log here. Alright, so it starts with number 7. So the mutation 0 is 7 because it's the original number. Then it mutates this number into several other numbers, which can, the ways it does this is here. It can either add, so it can either add, subtract, what's called times, and then divide. Multiply and then divide. Sorry, my English is not my first language, even though you might not believe me. It derived this, so here it subtracted, there it did nothing apparently, so it might have, I don't know, divided by 1 or multiplied by 1. Here the same thing, and then here I don't know what it did, probably subtracted or divided and rounded. Here again it did nothing, 2 again, nothing. It's not a very, well, it's not a very nice example, never mind. Then, so it tries to get to the number 58, so from all these numbers it looks at the closest number to number 58, which in this case is 7, in this case is still 7, in this case the number closest to 57 is 17, and then from 17 it derives a few other numbers, and in this case would be 24. More numbers, still 24. More numbers, infinity is too far, so it's still 24. Here 31 would be the closest, then 37, 40, so 40 would be the closest, then still 40, 45 because 80 is too far, 52. See, as it gets closer and closer, then 52 is quite close, but 60 is closer, but it's, no, sorry, 56, no, sorry, yeah, 60 is closer, but you have to go a step back to get the right number. So here it's 62, 60, and the closest number to 58 is in this case still 60, because all these went too far. Then we have probably 60 again, then we have 60 again, 6, I don't know what's wrong with it. If you increase the population size here, it will make more derivations, or probability is higher, I will find a good number. 60, I'm just going to scroll down a bit. Here we go. We have 59, which is closer. Then still 59, 59, and yeah, so now it's just going to go down all the way until, yeah, so here it went even farther back. So closest number. So you see, in the end, it does always get there. But for example, this took 30 generations. Let's increase the population size. It should take less. There you go. Here it only took 7 generations, because in every generation it generated a lot more numbers. So as you can see here, from 7 to 18, from 18 to 7, no, 36, sorry, and then yeah, only took it 7 generations, because the more options you have, the better it is. And then you can also obviously do the same thing with coordinates, and if you don't only use one number but you use 2 numbers and use those numbers as x and y. So for example, this is the start, yeah, this is the start, sorry, and then this is the goal. So it's all explained. So the start one has start x and start y, which is like, you know, and then this is the 2 goal coordinates. So if we press start, you can see it took this way. It's not perfect, but that's not the point. Yeah, so if we scroll up this log again, you can see it started here. So I have no idea what it's doing. So yeah, so it started with 70, then the closest from 70 to the goal x is this, and it does exactly the same thing, just with x and y this time. So yeah, that's pretty simple, I guess, in the end. And I just like to do these things because it's quite interesting, actually. So yeah, then we have a reaction time tester. Now this is probably like one of the very simplest things I've ever made, and strangely enough, oh, that was shit, but strangely enough, it was also the most liked one of all of my projects, by far. So I don't know, people just like the simple, lame things. Okay, I suck right now, I'm talking. Never mind, my record was 242. As you can see here. So, oh yes, then we have a string encoder and decoder, which I also made. So you could like encode stuff on it, send it to my friends, and be like, decode it, bitch. Or I sent a link of the decoder to one friend, and then I could send the message into a group, and only he would be able to read it. That was quite fun. It works by turning every letter into a number. So A becomes 10, B becomes 11. Now you might ask why I started at 10 and not at 0, 1. I'd have more space. I would, but one, I didn't need all that space, I realized. And besides, if this string starts with a 0 and I want to change it, for example, add 1, then since the math ignores the if the first letter was a 0, the math would just ignore it, because if you have 0, 0, 1, 0, that's exactly the same as 10. So it just leaves away the first 0. And then if I have 0, 1 here, it would have removed the 0 before the 1, and then nothing would have worked. And yeah, why didn't you just use 1? Because, well, then I'd have, then this would be 1 long, and then later it would become 2 digits long, and that just messes it all up. It makes it more complicated, because then I'd have to add a piece of code behind this whole thing that says what letters are how many digits long. So this just made my life so much easier. That's why I did it like that, and that's also why I didn't use the Unicode codes, because those are actually already inside Java. I just made two arrays, which is totally fine. Yeah, and then to not just make it too easy to decode, well, it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G and stuff, but since it starts at 10, it's a bit harder. Then there's this in between, and then the lowercase letters and all that just messes it up, makes it harder. And then, just to make it even harder, I've made this offset here, which is kind of like the Caesar cipher. Basically, if you have an offset of 1, instead of writing 10 when there's A, it writes 11, and B becomes 12. And if I make this offset 2, where BA would be 12, B would be 14, no, sorry, B would be 13, and so on. And with the offset just 0, it would be A 10, B 11, and so on. Okay, so that's that. Used to be really crappy, but I've made it nice now. Then this isn't actually completely mine. This is this used to work. Did they change something? Oh, whoops, my bad. Okay. So yeah, this uses Sinus to make a bouncing ball. Since I don't know how to use Sinus, maybe I should look at them up after all. So yeah, this is from Splo, which made who made this bouncing ball using just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code, and I shortened it and made it in 4, because what he did is he used, this isn't actually an ellipse, this is a point. So before, so he could make the ball nice and big, he had to set the stroke weight to 50. So if you remove this, this just becomes really tiny. Don't know if you can even see it. So you did this, which is understandable. But then I decided to use an ellipse, which just draws the circle and isn't a point. So it is a line shorter. Never mind, not a very big accomplishment. The guy made a very cool thing there. So yeah, then I made my own parabola ball, which is not as short at all, but it's, you know, a bit more realistic. Yeah, you can also change some things here after we start it, and yeah, it's quite cool. I like it. It's very simple. It just uses parabolas to. So if I set this velocity to 0, you can see it bounces based on the curve of a parabola. So if you were to, never mind, just understand it, just get it, okay? Based on a parabola. That's all you need to know. Right. Yeah, this is what a friend made, and it's just a cube bouncing around, just like one of those balls. But see, this is the test, and he kind of messed it up. I don't know what he did. He said he wanted to make it bounce around, but he's learning. At school, I had to use this site, but you know, the site's great. So yeah, then he added like this bit here, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It just pretty much made an ellipse. Don't exactly know what that was for. Besides, it wouldn't stay there if you set the background. Never mind. So all in all, this is a great site. Take a look at it. Take a look at the other projects on my page, for example, this one. This is very nice. Nice and simple, but it looks great. This was also a project, a spin-off project, Make It Rain. And oops, it's basically it makes stuff fall down, and when they reach the top, they fall back down. So no, sorry, when they reach the bottom, they go back to the top and stuff. Pretty much. So you see here, this goes down and up and up, and it looks like it's flowing. You know, it's quite nice. So yeah, I'll leave a link if you want to look at the code itself, if you can, or if you just want to learn to program on Khan Academy. You just go here, subjects, computing, first sign up, so you can save your progress on programming, and right now there's only JavaScript and SQL. SQL is like database stuff. SQLite is actually. And yeah, then you learn several things like how to make a variable, how to make an animation using the graph function, then probably loops, how to make your own functions, I guess, if statements, for loops, and nested loops, and arrays. Arrays are incredibly useful. Objects, also useful. All these things you need to know to program. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn to code, and there's not really any reason you should not want to learn to code, there's no reason why you shouldn't learn to code. There's like literally no downside. You can just do it at home whenever you have time, whenever you want to, and it's just useful. I mean, in these times, like without computers, we'd probably all just, die horribly, like in anarchy. Would just there's a book about it actually. The book's not about the internet or computers, it's about all of electricity, but it's called Blackout. I guess the outcome should be similar, because without computers, without the internet, every currency would just die, and we'd probably all just die of starvation. So learn to code or die of starvation. But just to show you how important it is to learn to code, also to learn. I'm just rambling now, aren't I? About how great it is to code. I could go on forever, but I'm not going to. So yeah, have fun coding. Good luck, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.